Market share is a term you often hear in business, but what is market share? Market share is an important metric for businesses to understand because it gives them an idea of how they're performing in the market relative to their competitors. A company's market share is a measure of its sales compared to the total sales in the whole of that market. By knowing its market share, a company can assess its position in the market, identify areas for growth, and make informed decisions about the future of the business. Let's take a look at an example from the UK supermarket sector. In 2022, the total revenue for the UK supermarket sector was £163.6 billion, and this was split in the following way. Tesco had revenue of £56.9 billion, Sainsbury's £33.1 billion, Asda £22.9 billion, Morrison's £17.7 billion, and Aldi £11.3 billion. Other supermarkets such as Lidl, Waitrose and Ocado accounted for £21.6 billion in revenue, bringing that total to £163.6 billion. We can now use that information to help us calculate the individual market share for one of those supermarkets. To calculate market share, you need to divide the individual supermarket's revenue by the revenue of the whole sector and then times that by 100. This will give you the market share for that individual supermarket as a percentage. So let's use that formula to calculate the market share for Tesco. Tesco's revenue was £56.9 billion. Divide that by the total revenue for the whole sector, which is £163.6 billion. That gives us a figure of 0.347. Times that by 100 and you get 34.7%. Meaning that of all the supermarkets in the UK, Tesco accounts for 34.7% of the revenue in that whole sector, making it the market leader. Market share is a useful indicator to companies such as Tesco, as it's easy to measure and a company can see whether their market share is increasing or decreasing year on year. It also allows businesses such as Tesco to assess their position in the market by comparing their market share to others in that industry. For example, if Tesco found that their market share was much lower than others in the industry, then they may consider adjusting the strategy, such as investing in new product lines, investing in more advertising, and expanding its presence into new geographic regions. On the other hand, if Tesco sees that its market share is consistently higher than others in that industry, then it may continue to grow using the same strategies it's used previously, as their market share clearly indicates that what they're doing is working.